What's going on, everyone? Scott here. Welcome back to the channel. So, The Bachelorette, Jenn season, episode 4, just premiered last night, and Jenn's ex appears to show up on this episode. So, let's just jump right into the episode. We're going to Auckland, New Zealand, as the guys arrive on a sailboat. Sam says, best case scenario, Sam M, that is. This best case scenario, Jenn makes an appearance. Worst case, I have to look at Devin. Okay, we're still on this as he keeps saying the main thing, keeping the main thing the main thing. If I hear that phrase one more time, I think I am going to go insane. Jenn has a catch up with Jesse as they're going to try some local food. Have a funny look back at Jesse when he was on the Bachelorette, scarfing down food, and he says it's actually his reason that they can't eat anymore while on dates, or while on camera, should I say. Jenn says she's getting into the groove of things and feels excited about an engagement at the end of this and starting to all feel real. Jenn shows up to take Sam M on the one-on-one. The guys show up to the hotel and do the classic run around, explore the hotel room and the views. Devin hopes Sam shows his true colors. We'll see. Based on the previews, I think he might. Jenn and Sam are sitting looking at the views over Auckland as someone jumps right near the window, right where they're sitting at. So clearly we're having a adventurous date. A waiter, it looks like, asks if they want to jump or just walk around the top of this, really tall building there in New Zealand. Jenn is basically like, I'm not jumping. And Sam's like, we'll jump. Jen's frustrated and annoyed, like, why are you making decisions for the both of us? Sam said, I'll give you a little push. A red flag, in my opinion. Jenn is like, I need him to read the room a little better, because she's obviously visibly nervous. She doesn't want to do this. And they change. They go up to the skywalk, and Sam is offering absolutely zero comfort. The instructor says, want to try a challenge? Sam's like, I will. She can watch. Not something you say on a date with a lady, my guy. Especially when she's showing signs that she is very nervous about said date you are doing and said adventure you're on. He leans over, on the edge. The instructor's, showing him what to do, whatever challenge it is, and it's like, you should come give me a kiss. Like, I do not trust you, my guy. Like, that is just read the room, my guy. Jenn feels like she's just up there all by herself. He finally gets up and actually goes and grabs her and comforts her, and it's like, don't do it. And in his confessional, he's kind of chuckling when saying that Jenn was afraid. I don't know what he, I don't know. I have no words for that, but Jenn decides she'll do the jump. Jenn does it. She's happy she did it. It was cool, but says she's never doing that again. They share a kiss after, but boy, there is red flags all over the place. Group date guard comes, and Devin ends up getting the one-on-one date, only one not on the group date. At the dinner portion of Jenn and Sam M's date, Jenn opens up about how she's scared someone's not wanting to work on the relationship in the long term. Sam M talks about loving someone and always fighting, never giving up. Then Jenn opens up about her parents being divorced and how she didn't feel she was worthy of them being in a real relationship. Sam reveals that he was engaged and she apparently chose another guy, or there was another guy involved. And hey, we have here certainly, and a lot of people have in general, given Sam M a lot of gripe this season, and rightfully so, with a lot of the stuff he's done or the way he's carried himself. But it does take a lot to open up like that, especially on television like that, where a bunch of people will see this and it'll be out there, and of course to the woman you are trying to date. So I mean, I credit where credit's due, kudos to him for that. But Jenn feels with him opening up, it means all the fears she's had about him aren't true, and he's all about love, as he talked about having a ferocious love. I'll hold judgment for now on that currently with some of the other actions we saw of him and, some trailers, but yeah. He does end up getting the rose at the end of the date. They get quite cozy on the top of the roof with the incredible view of the tower that they jumped off of in the background, and Jenn says she is falling for Sam and can see a future with him. And then afterwards, I thought it was pretty funny. If I can find it and put it up on the screen right now, I will. It was just a snapshot from the episode of them getting cozy with the building that they jumped off of in the background, and it was lit up red, and it was like, Jenn, if there just wasn't a big red flag right in front of your face. And not blaming Jenn at all on this. I just thought that was funny. Then next for the group date, we have the annual football or sports group date where surely no one will get hurt. And poor Sam N on the group date. Already has hurt from the Thunder Down Under dances last week, so see how he holds up today. They're playing rugby. They watch as they do a haka before they get started, which is really cool to see, by the way. They do go through some drills. Sam N goes in for some extra time with Jenn, picking her up, taking her away, messing around with Jenn, going back and forth with her in front of all the rest of the guys. Never smart, and the guys aren't vibing with it at all. Meanwhile, back at the hotel, Sam and Devin are the only two there. Sam says, "What's your deal with me?" Devin says, "I don't have a deal with you." Sam N says, "I don't got nothing to say to you. I don't respect," the same spiel we've heard for about 3 episodes now. But as he said, "I have nothing to say to you, but my guy, you were the one who brought up the conversation." But going back to the pitch for the Bachelorette Rugby Royale, as they call it, John is showing out. He scores, and then Jonathan scores right back. Marcus, driven into the turf, looks like he gets a little banged up there. Sam N makes a couple of nice tackles, kind of, got a little energy to him, going for it. Sam N wrote Jen's husband on the back of his jersey, so I'll give him that. Being confident, you got to put yourself out there. Might be a little too much, though, but John and Grant combine for a nasty score as the blue team wins the game. And as they get showered with champagne by Jenn, we jump to the night portion, and Sam is rubbing everyone the exact wrong way, apparently, with the way he's kind of walking in front of everyone, strutting. He's got jersey on his shoulder. He's got the trophy up and everything. Not acting the best, it seems, rubbing everyone the wrong way there. Sam is ready to have his first kiss and then won't move for Marcus to sit on the couch. He puts the trophy, and basically, the trophy needs a spot on the couch, not you, Marcus, and tells him to beat it, so that's not going to go over well. Sam grabs Jenn basically mid-toast to go take her for a talk, and then I guess the jersey actually wasn't his jersey. It was a jersey he got and wrote Sam's wife on it. I guess that was kind of cool, but he's just going about this all the wrong way. Not going to end well for him. He said when he gets the group date rose, he might go in for the kiss. Probably not smart, my guy. Jonathan takes Jenn outside to play lacrosse. I guess they both played lacrosse in college, so that's cool to know. We did not know that, or at least I didn't to this point. They share a nice moment outside, vibing well between them. Grant gets some nice one-on-one time as well. Jenn feels at ease with Grant. She says, the guys are talking about Sam being such a roller coaster of emotions, and how you should have a level of emotional intelligence to be here. And they kind of call him out as he comes in the room for being disrespectful, and he's just not hearing it at all. Mainly about his actions towards the group. Nothing he did with Jenn, obviously he's going after Jenn, and that's what they're all for, but it's like, dude, you're not, we're a group here, we're all, together, and you're just kind of basically being arrogant in front of everyone and, not carrying yourself in the best way around all of us, being rude. Sam says he's not here for friends or a bromance, and he's staying calm and composed, and he'll win. Jenn plays doctor and checks out Marcus after getting injured in the rugby game earlier in the day, has her stethoscope. Jenn wants him to tell her what happened, and he's like, "I've been through worse, I'll be fine." Marcus opens up about how him getting hurt today. He thought to himself that it was kind of embarrassing because for so long he had to act like everything was fine, even though it might not have been, and that was kind of his way of life for so long. And Jen's like, you don't always have to be that strong person. I can help carry, as they share a nice moment connecting there. And I think Jenn is really vibing with Marcus. As I said, I think the stock has just continued to go up and their relationship has continued to grow through the first couple episodes here. Sam says how he feels he's already got the rose. Thomas grabs Sam and brings him outside and just says, "I got a bone to pick with you." And Sam will not let Thomas get a word in. He's like, "This is you're supposed to be you pulled the wrong person outside. You're supposed to be pulling Jenn outside." And it's like, no kidding, but we're just trying to have a conversation, help you out here. The way you're acting is not going over well. Thomas does pull out the Sam M line, which do not like at all, but got to keep the main thing, as I ram my head in through the drywall here, and got to give her that ferocious love. It's like, did you guys compare notes before coming on this group date? Thomas is having a chat with Jenn, opening up about his family, and Sam walks in, asks for a moment. Thomas is like, can I just have 5 minutes? And I thought 5 minutes was a little pushing it. Most people are can I have another minute or two? He said, can I have 5 minutes? And if he would have said, can I have 30 seconds? Sam would have said no. So that doesn't really matter there. But he says, no, I need a minute now. And so he gets up, walks away, doesn't really say anything. Jen's like, it's okay, we'll have more time. Sam does put himself out there and says, I don't care about these other guys. I want to take our relationship to the next level. Asks if they can share a kiss. Jenn says, she takes him in and says, I don't think we can get there. I don't see ourselves getting there in the long run here. And says that she's going to have to walk him out. Jenn does apologize to Thomas after once she reconvenes with the group and tells them that she had to send Sam home. She does give the rose to Marcus, and Marcus gets emotional afterwards getting the rose. And like I said, stock continuing to rise for Marcus in this journey. Now it's time for Devon's one-on-one. They're exploring local culture. They open up to a group about who they are and where they're from. And Devon does open up and does a good job opening up about his mom being his mountain, as they were all kind of talking about this. And Jenn is happy that he's opening up. Jenn then eventually opens up too about her culture and growing up, integrating her Vietnamese culture and into like American culture as well. Growing up, and really cool learning about all these different cultures being represented, even if it is for us just for a couple minutes over the television. Devon talks about how he has split parents, so he didn't get to see those dynamics and rituals as they're talking about like rituals, family rituals per se. But he wants kids very badly since he didn't have both parents together under one roof growing up. At the night portion, Devon opens up even more about his mom and how he grew up and had issues with his dad and they were never together. And how his mom never wavered once. And in his words, he said he thought he was being a bad kid or, might have lashed out. She never wavered and was always there for him no matter what. She got pregnant while she was in college, had to drop out of college to take care of him. So kudos to Devon for, being that vulnerable, most importantly with Jenn, but for all of us to see as well. Jenn shares more about her childhood as well, and Devon asks if she wants to go a little bit further into that, and she does open up some more about her father not being really present at all in her life growing up or now, and they have a lot of similarities, and vibes seem good between them. Devon tells Jenn he's falling for her. Jenn is vibing with him, you can tell, and she gives him the rose, and they get serenaded and share a nice moment, and she says she's feeling hopeful. Jenn is walking by the water, reminiscing on her week. The guys are looking forward to the cocktail party. Spencer says he thinks things are going to go haywire, basically, and boy, are they. Then we get Jesse talking to the camera. Jesse jumps in and says a guy from Jenn's past flew halfway across the world on his own dime, and he's on his way to this hotel right now, and he's going to meet with him and see what's up, why he came here, or, kind of what the story is here, why he's doing this. The guy shows up, and he says they dated about 3 years ago for a couple months, and they've, kind of hung out, reconnected over the last couple months, and he wants to talk with her and say he's still in love with her. Jesse's like, we have a rose ceremony in a couple hours, so you got to kind of do this conversation now if you're going to do it. Then we get an incredible, I don't think ever seen on this show, maybe in the before the final rose ceremony, but we get an incredible triple box with Jenn by the water, the guys getting ready for the rose ceremony, and the new guy, I think his name's Matt, walking over to meet Jenn. He shows up, and Jenn's like, what is going on? What are you doing here? Apparently, they were supposed to go to a couple weddings together, and he blew off the weddings, didn't want to go without her. He says there's love and feels like they will always be in love and has strong feelings for her and asks for a chance, basically. Matt is not the toxic ex that she talks about, she says, and she says how they reconnected as friends, so she thought. Just kind of feels out of nowhere, as she says. Jenn's like, you could have said this all before I left. He said I did, just not as well as this. Jenn says he is important in her life, and obviously she knows him better than she knows any of the guys that she just met a couple weeks ago. He then says to Jenn, I do love you. She looks off and says, Matthew. I thought that was kind of a funny moment there, kind of caught her off guard, but he wants to join. Ask Jenn for a chance here, and Jenn asks for a second. That'll be the end of the episode as we get the preview for next week. Next week, looks like he shows up at the cocktail party. Seems like Jonathan and Grant are going to get a one-on-one next week, it appears. It kind of seems like her ex, Matt, I believe the fella's name is, stays, or has a possibility of staying, and it ruffles some feathers. I thought for sure he would be going home. Maybe it's just the way they edit it, but I think might be a non-zero chance that he stays. Jenn says, I do see a future, after this, but I also see one where I end up alone. Well, so that'll do it for this week's episode and the preview for next week. I thought we were reeling in the drama a little bit, kind of closing that chapter, hopefully this episode, maybe next episode, but it seems like, especially with Sam, Devon, and, Thomas has been involved in some of the drama still around. Seems like it'll be going on at least another week, probably at least 2, before we get down to the nitty gritty. Like, okay, who could we actually see ending up with Jenn at the end of this? And I think, yes, I threw Devon in there, but I think there's a chance that he could, possibly end up with Jenn at the end of this. Should be interesting going forward, but I still am super high on Dylan. and Marcus, and I think Spencer and Grant are in good spots as well with Jen in terms of their relationship. And obviously, Devin had a really good night tonight as well. But anyway, that'll do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.